The Hulk is supposed to be the strongest Avenger, yet despite his fearsome reputation, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has sometimes portrayed the Green Goliath as relatively weak. There are several moments in the MCU timeline where Hulk looks shockingly weak or ineffective, especially when compared to the hype that surrounds him. These moments might not completely ruin his credibility, but they certainly take a bite out of his mythos. In The Avengers, one of Hulk's most surprising moments comes when he tries to lift Thor's enchanted hammer Mjolnir. During a clash aboard the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, Thor throws Mjolnir at Hulk, and the Green Goliath tries, unsuccessfully, to lift it from the ground. The moment is brief but telling. It not only establishes the magical properties of Mjolnir, but also subtly comments on Hulk's worthiness. While no one expects Hulk to actually wield the hammer, his shocked and frustrated expression underscores his emotional volatility. The scene uses his reaction to emphasize that brute strength alone doesn't make someone worthy. Hulk's anger-fueled power doesn't translate into the kind of noble qualities the hammer requires, making this a visually entertaining and symbolically important moment where the Hulk's limitations are on full display. In Thor: Ragnarok, the highly anticipated rematch between Thor and Hulk takes place in the Grandmaster's Gladiator Arena on Sakaar. Though both are immensely powerful, the fight surprisingly tips in Thor's favor. For a brief moment, Thor channels his lightning without Mjolnir, unleashing a barrage that stuns the crowd and Hulk. Just as Thor is poised to win, the Grandmaster interferes by remotely electrocuting Thor, giving Hulk the upper hand. While Hulk still wins the fight, it's clear that without that intervention, Thor might have triumphed. This undercuts Hulk's reputation as the uncontested strongest Avenger. Though it's meant to showcase Thor's growth and power, it also implies that Hulk is no longer the top-tier threat he once was, adding to the growing list of moments that chip away at his intimidating image. In Avengers: Age of Ultron, Bruce Banner's worst fear comes true when Scarlet Witch unleashes the Hulk's rage on a city full of civilians. To stop him, Tony Stark deploys the Hulkbuster armor, a suit specifically designed for this scenario. What follows is a destructive, extended battle in Johannesburg. While Hulk puts up a ferocious fight and causes immense damage, climaxing when Iron Man ultimately knocks him unconscious. Using strategy, environmental manipulation, and sheer tech muscle, Tony wins the battle. While the scene doesn't completely discredit Hulk, it takes a high-tech suit and immense firepower to bring him down. It still ends with Hulk lying unconscious, surrounded by destruction. The fact that Stark, a non-superpowered human in armor, could neutralize him makes this a standout example of Hulk being vulnerable in a way audiences rarely expected. During the climax of Thor: Ragnarok, Hulk charges into battle against the towering fire demon Surtur, who has just brought about the prophesied destruction of Asgard. In classic Hulk fashion, he launches himself at the massive figure, pummeling him in an effort to stop the chaos. However, the attempt is laughably futile. Surtur barely notices the attack and swats Hulk away like a fly, showcasing the limits of even Hulk's immense power. While the scene is played partially for laughs, Thor even yells at Hulk to stop because they're supposed to let him win. It still visually reinforces just how outclassed Hulk is in certain cosmic-level threats. It's not an embarrassing moment so much as a humbling one. Yet it still marks another point in the MCU where Hulk's strength is simply not enough to meet the moment. In Thor: Ragnarok, one of Hulk's most unexpectedly humbling moments comes not during a battle with a cosmic threat, but in a playful interaction with Valkyrie. While heading to train together, Valkyrie casually trips Hulk, sending the massive Avenger tumbling to the ground, before playfully stepping on him. It's played for laughs, and clearly meant to show off Valkyrie's agility, strength, and fearlessness. Even in a lighthearted context, the moment is striking. It shows how someone significantly smaller in size can outmaneuver Hulk with technique and precision. Though it's not meant to undercut his power completely, it does chip away at the idea that Hulk is untouchable. For audiences used to Hulk smashing everything in sight, seeing him so easily thrown off balance, even in jest, feels surprisingly deflating. In Avengers Endgame, Bruce Banner arrives at the Sanctum Sanctorum as Smart Hulk, hoping to retrieve the Time Stone from the Ancient One. Confident and calm, Hulk is taken completely off guard when the Ancient One effortlessly separates his astral form from his physical body with a simple gesture. For a being who thrives on brute force, this is a moment of total helplessness. He floats, dazed and disconnected, while his body slumps motionless behind him. It's a stark reminder that strength alone can't always win the day in the MCU, especially when magic or higher cosmic forces are involved. Despite being the most physically imposing Avenger, Hulk is utterly powerless here, exemplifying his limitations in the mystical arena. The ease with which he's handled highlights how even the smartest version of Hulk can be taken down. In Avengers Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch delivers one of the most impactful early demonstrations of her powers when she mentally manipulates the Hulk. Using her psychic abilities, she invades his mind and turns him into an uncontrollable monster, unleashing him on a terrified city. What makes this moment especially weak for Hulk is that he's not even conscious of what's happening. He becomes a weapon, not a warrior. While it results in a massive and destructive fight, including a showdown with Iron Man's Hulkbuster, it also reveals just how vulnerable Hulk is to non-physical attacks. For a creature often depicted as invincible, the fact that his mind can be so easily hijacked is a serious weakness. It's the first time audiences see that brute force means little when facing psychological or magical manipulation. The opening scene of Avengers Infinity War wastes no time establishing the threat of Thanos, and Hulk is the sacrificial lamb used to do it. When Hulk charges at the Mad Titan aboard the Asgardian refugee ship, he seems ready to deliver another of his trademark beatdowns. However, Thanos calmly counters every move, dismantling Hulk with skill and precision. The fight doesn't last long, and for the first time in the MCU, Hulk is decisively outmatched. Thanos doesn't use the Power Stone, making the defeat even more shocking. It's a brutal moment for audiences who have always seen Hulk as the strongest Avenger. Beyond just losing the fight, Hulk's pride and confidence seem to shatter along with his dominance. It's a key turning point for the character, marking the beginning of a much more uncertain path. In Avengers Infinity War, following his crushing defeat at the hands of Thanos, Bruce Banner finds himself in a terrifying position. The Hulk simply refuses to come out. When Bruce tries to summon Hulk during multiple battles, the Green Goliath shouts no and stays hidden. This is the first time in the MCU that Hulk is shown as scared, unwilling to fight even when needed most. It's a dramatic and vulnerable shift in dynamic. Hulk, usually eager to smash, is now traumatized and afraid. While it provides a compelling character arc and shows the psychological consequences of loss, it also leaves Banner struggling in fights where Hulk is desperately needed. The fear-driven retreat makes Hulk appear weak in a way audiences hadn't seen before, signaling a new, more uncertain phase for the once dominant Avenger.